a real estate and finance expert that goes to bat for you every day as a consumer advocate. Your host and the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rhymes.
And welcome to the Consumer Quarterback Show, always helping you win as a consumer, making you more street smart here in Tampa Bay and the Gulf Coast region, your number one consumer advocate. We don't care if you're climbing a corporate ladder or if you throw a ladder in your truck on the way to work. This show's for you. We want to help you win, and we do that by bringing on all the best expert contributors here in Tampa Bay and beyond. Michael Emdy, he is our tech expert on the show today, massiveit.com. Also Logan Briggs, Total Home Roofing. And I've got some interesting content we're going to cover. Student loan payments start again. Some 40 million Americans must resume paying back federal student loans after a 3-year pause. We're going to discuss that, as well as interesting clip I pulled. Bill Maher recently had Ron DeSantis, governor of Florida, on the show, and he admitted that Governor DeSantis was right on COVID and the lockdown. So interesting to see some of the developments coming out lately on those topics and more coming up here on the show. Quick shout out to our Tampa restaurant partner, Brio Tuscan Grill at the International Plaza on West Shore there. Awesome restaurant, great place to go visit. They also do catering. The manager is awesome over there. Let them know the real estate quarterback sent you. Take them up on those special offers and incentives. Say hello to Joseph and his team over there. He's the manager of Brio Tuscan Grill. Excellent food, Italian food, pastas, all types of excellent food over there. Longtime friend of the show. And let them know the real estate quarterback sent you. They're right there at the International Mall at the end of West Shore. Brio Tuscan Grill at the International Plaza. Let them know the real estate quarterback sent you. Making me hungry now. All right, so moving on. We got a hot property listing here, 7300 Southwind Drive in Hudson. This is one of our real estate listings. As you know, my wife Lindsay and I own a top 100 ranked real estate team. Helping our sellers sell faster for more money is the name of our game, and that's what we do. 7300 Southwind Drive, Hudson, Florida, 3 bedrooms, 2 bath. 1726 square feet. This one offers a perfect blend of comfort and luxury in a tranquil setting. This is Pasco County. You got a large pool as well, 18 by 30 foot pool surrounded by generous patio, covered seating spaces, ideal for relaxation and enjoying that Florida sun. You also have an outdoor bar that completes the oasis. Great opportunity, large backyard. Gulf of Mexico as well. What I love about this community as well, it's on the Gulf of Mexico, so you have access through Sea Pines, the Community Association boat ramp. So you could take your boat and live that Florida lifestyle. 7300 Southwind Drive, Hudson, Florida, 3-bedroom, 2-bath property. Another great listing from the Platinum MVP team. We've got 60 listings currently as well in Tampa Bay. So if you're a buyer, we can help you win. If you're a seller, we can help you win. And of course, we work with investors too. 9749 Little Blue Stem Drive. Another single-family home. This is a 2-story home in Connerton. This is a great opportunity to own real estate here. 4 bedrooms, 2.5 bath, 2-car garage, 2334 square feet. You have a 2-story home in the coveted Connerton community. You got a spacious island, ample counter space, abundant cabinets, walk-in pantry, large backyard as well, fenced-in yard. If you have, of course, any need for that. Community offers dual pools. You got 1 lap pool, also a splash park, splash pad. Miles of trails, on-site elementary school. I love these planned unit developments. You have everything there for you. Neutral colors throughout, natural lighting coming through. 4 bedrooms, 2.5 bath, 2-car garage at 9749 Little Blue Stem Drive, Lando Lakes, Florida. And you can see all of our real estate listings at PlatinumCoastalElite.com.
Try that in a small town. See how far you make it down the road.
All right, so we bring on all the different expert contributors. Tech is our topic of the day, and we've got Michael Emdy, massiveit.com. Michael, what's new in your world? What's new in the tech space, my friend?
Hey, how's it going? I love that ladder analogy when you broke in, and I'm not climbing a ladder. I don't have a ladder to put in the truck, but I do have a ladder. So
there you go. Okay, good. Yeah, I like it, man.
Hopefully I qualify.
That's the idea, help people understand their buying decisions, and technology is such a misunderstood. You get all these different calls in, I'm sure, with your company, people saying, hey, what's going on with this technology update, or maybe hacking, and then artificial intelligence is a whole nother challenge for people. What are you seeing out there?
I would say we've got the holidays coming up, and we're already seeing the age-old scam come in again, and that is, hey, I'm busy, I'm in a meeting. Can you go run down the corner and, go to CVS, Walgreens, Walmart, and grab a couple of iTunes gift cards, come back and go ahead and scratch off that, sticky stuff on the back and tell me the code and send it to me, right? And this is coming in via text messages. And we still have people that are, kind of falling for this, as much as we all think, oh, I would never do that. But it looks convincing because it's coming from a local number. It may have their name. They may know who you are. They have information that makes it really convincing. So we're seeing this scam happen all over again. So that's the current hot topic is these age-old scams. It's the holidays. They're coming up again.
Yeah, this artificial intelligence is a big deal, too, where they're able to utilize the voice. They're taking over essentially someone like me that has a lot of video online, and you're able to utilize that voice. How do they do that? How are they able to they plug it in some kind of software, and then they call up somebody, and it's going to be a family member, a friend or family member, and they're going to use your voice, Michael, and they're going to say, hey, I need money, or I had a friend that was actually, they claimed that she was in the back seat of a car at gunpoint, and of course they're asking for money.
Yeah, it's like all the things we take for granted, like a knife, right? A knife is sharp; you could cut yourself. And Apple just rolled out in their latest versions of iOS the ability to replicate your voice, and it's the same technology, and it's a benign feature that people are, it was originally conceived for those folks who maybe lost their voice or had trouble talking or who were, are unable to. They could record their voice and it could simulate their voice, and now they can just type in anything they want, hit play, and it plays back the text in your voice from your phone, right? It's a feature in Apple. But now, just like a knife is sharp and you can cut yourself, that can be used for the wrong purposes. And that's what you're describing now is, that technology's been around for a while, and it's been used for nefarious purposes as well. And it's something we have to watch out for, right? Things were meant with good intentions, but anything can be turned and used against you like that.
Wow, yeah, it really is. You have to be diligent as a consumer, and you've got to think a layer deeper and try to get ahead of these criminals. And let your family know about this. Share this show with them. Share this episode. Say, hey, you've got to listen to this. This is what's happening. Because this is real life, and a hit right now, a $5,000 hit for any family right now is a major hit, and that can happen easily through these, these Facebook. It comes through text messaging, of course, phone calls. Families are getting hit at the worst time. I mean, in this economy right now, of course. Student loan debt is at an all-time high. Credit card debt, all-time high. Savings, family savings are all-time low. Incomes are not growing as fast as rents, for example. So it's a challenging time for people, so you can't afford to have a hit like this happen. And if you just joined us, we're talking with Michael, MD. He's our tech expert for the Consumer Quarterback Show, massiveit.com. Michael, talk a little bit about how you help business owners and, of course, anybody that needs assistance with their computers, because you can remote in to their computers now. You can help them remotely. There's a lot of options for business owners as well.
Yeah, absolutely. A lot of business owners think that we have to be on site, in person, in front of them. And there's definitely value for that. But what we're finding is that the majority of our customers' problems are being solved remotely, and that's through remote control. We can walk you through on the phone some things like click here, click there, do this, do that, things that we can fix on the back end and keep everybody humming along. We have customers that are nationwide, so even if they're local and they may have branch offices in other places, we can still put boots on the ground if we need to, but we're finding over the last several years that most everything can be solved remotely, large percentage of it. So it's really anything from email, printing, new computers, onboarding, offboarding. We're automating these processes, and it takes really the guesswork out and takes things from, onboarding a new employee from, hours or days into minutes. And really just, the new technologies that are out there are just amazing, and everyone should be kind of keeping up with, how the world is changing and keeping that competitive edge in their business and in their industry.
Yeah, exactly. And it's all about creating efficiencies. If you want to take your business to the next level, it's about creating efficiencies and modeling experts. And if you could model what someone else has done, that's one of the key components to growing a business. And Michael, you serve as somewhat of a consultant in a sense where you've talked to and done work with lots of other business owners. So pick an industry, pick a category or a sector. You have some pretty strong expert advice in those sectors of, hey, this is how, so-and-so did it. This is something that we can apply to your business, and we can help you create those economies of scale.
Yeah, absolutely. Our biggest focus right now is security and automation. Everybody has Office 365 or Microsoft 365 for their email and the basics, right? They have Word, Excel, PowerPoint, Outlook, and email, and OneDrive, and SharePoint, and those things. But what's really driving the competitive edge in the businesses these days is, A, security, protect the kingdom, protect what you have, and B, how do I get bigger, better, faster, stronger than my competitor? And that's going to be through automation and automating these processes, whether it's onboarding a new employee, offboarding, former employees, whether it's automating workflows to do things and take the burden of the mundane and routine task off of the employees to make them free to focus on more productive things, projects, implementation, things that generate revenues, that generate business, right, and grow the business. That's what we're focused on now.
Yep, I love it. Good stuff. More with Michael, MD, Massive IT. I want to play a quick clip here before we go to break, though. This was an interesting clip I saw. Bill Maher show, of course, he's been on HBO for many years, decades, I believe. He had Ron DeSantis, our governor, on, and it was an interesting clip. I'm going to play this clip. We're going to go to break, and we'll come back.
Your friends in Hollywood were cutting ads telling the Electoral College to vote against Trump in the Electoral College because it was stolen. They said Russia stole the election. For years they said that. So don't act like this is like a unique thing in modern history of the country.
Hey, he's right about that. And by the way, he's getting applause from Bill Maher's crowd, which is a typically more to the left crowd. So that was a good moment for him. Also, Maher, he's been clear about this. Okay, to Bill's credit, again, I know Bill. I'm friendly with Bill. I like him. He said to DeSantis, you did handle COVID better than pretty much anybody.
You keep wanting to get back to that, and I don't blame you, because you're right. We're on the same page there. And I think it's unfair what they did to you, because you did handle it better. You did handle it better. You were right. You were like, let's target the people, protect the people who are most vulnerable, and everybody else can go on with their lives a little better. You open schools sooner. And a lot of the stuff that's come in, the information we have after now, we've had a few years to look at it, you were more right.
Yeah, absolutely. And the media ostracized him every step of the way and tried to pick and prod at certain things that he did, even the monoclonal antibodies. But isn't it nice to see Bill Maher, someone from his side of the aisle, at least saying, hey, you did it right, Governor DeSantis. So thank God we had DeSantis and not Gillum, and what a difference that would have been. All right, we're taking a quick break. We're going to come back more with Michael, MD, MassiveIT.com. Security and automation is the topic coming up here, more with Michael. Hey, follow us online. We'd love to connect with you at Brandon Rhymes 1, at CQB Show. Check out our YouTube channel. Over 2,300 videos now on our YouTube channel, putting out some great content every day, and subscribe to the podcast as well, everywhere you download your podcast. We'll be right back. More with Michael, MD, Massive IT, here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, consumerqb.com.
This is Warwick Dunn, and you're listening to the Real Estate Quarterback Show, hosted by my man, Brandon Rhymes.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 727-263-3707. Online at consumerqb.com.
Dennis Prager here for Brandon and Lindsay Rhymes, owners of the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams. Buying, selling, investing in real estate, their nationwide Keller Williams network makes them the best team to work with. Sellers, have your property featured live on air, creating multiple offers. Buyers, leverage a unique system that gets your offer accepted, never overlooked. Call or text 813-750-0550, 813-750-0550, or consumerqb.com.
want to give a special thanks to Satellite Phone Store. They just hooked me up with this beautiful satellite phone, and it's a gorgeous phone. It's a great device. It's a safety device as well. Think about it. If you're out on the boat 40, 50 miles out, maybe you're going hunting or you're going hiking in the woods somewhere, you run out of cell phone service, or who knows, maybe a possible terrorist attack. It's not like our politicians aren't entrenched in all this stuff going on overseas, all over the place, all over the world. Could be a terrorist attack. They could attack the power grid. They could attack the cell phones. Who knows what they're going to attack next? Sat123.com/REQB. Sat for satellite. Sat123.com/REQB, like real estate quarterback.
You're listening to the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rhymes, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. Online at consumerqb.com.
All right, welcome back. Brandon Rhymes here, Consumer Quarterback Show, always helping you win in your real estate deals, buying, selling, or investing, vacant land, commercial properties, and, of course, residential properties as well. We've got some hot listings here in Tampa Bay. Let's talk about this one here at 11722 County Road 672. This is a very unique property. You've got a single-family home. You've got a warehouse, 20 acres of land. So it could be seen as a commercial play or even residential. But it's a great opportunity here at 672 in Riverview. Fully equipped farm that's for sale. Almost 20 acres of land. You got a 3-bedroom, 2-bath home, an expansive 40-foot by 100-foot warehouse. Lots of storage, and you also have a lot of trees. So there's some value in, of course, the palm trees and other trees on site. 11722 County Road 672 in Riverview, one of our commercial listings from the Platinum MVP team. 861 Mandalay Avenue, another hot listing here in Tampa Bay. This is a beach property. Have you ever wanted to own your own beach home? Well, you've got a great opportunity here. 2-bedroom, 2-bath. Sleek quartz countertops, open floor plan, gorgeous stainless steel appliances. You got a master bath that has a jetted tub, full shower, elegant and beautiful vanities. Charming pergola. You got 900 square foot fenced in yard as well. Screened and covered patio in the back. Newer roof. 861 Mandalay Avenue, Clearwater Beach. One of our hot real estate listings from the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty.
And yeah, I'm raising my glass to those saving our ass overseas.
And PlatinumCoastalElite.com is the website, PlatinumCoastalElite.com. And let's go back to Michael MD. So massive IT, Michael MD. Security and automation is the topic for today, Michael. How else are you creating efficiencies? What do we need to know in the tech space?
So, yeah, automation is probably the biggest driver that's really driving competitive edges in businesses. Things like, companies that are in legal or healthcare or others, they sometimes receive files and information from different sources. It might be automated, it might be manual from their vendors, from wherever it may be. And we're able to take those files, normalize them, and suck them into their QuickBooks or into their accounting systems, whatever those are, and automating that process. What people were doing for hours per day, per week, we've turned into seconds or minutes that they don't even have to touch or look at. And that's really freeing up, their accounting teams, their operations teams, their customer service teams to be able to do other things that are more fruitful in the business. And that's really been huge for us this, past probably 12 to 18 months.
Yeah, imagine if you can cut out a certain aspect of your business or make it that much more effective. Imagine how that would help your business grow and increase. Of course, in these trying times, this tough economy, if you're able to increase efficiencies to a point where you're cutting back on certain cost or overhead in a certain place, that I think that's what Michael's pushing towards here. Michael, MD, Massive IT. Michael, what else are you seeing in the tech space? Is there anything as well on security? Because I know there's insurances now that you can buy as a business owner to protect yourself, cybersecurity, things of that nature.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Cybersecurity insurance. We're seeing customers being rejected for cybersecurity insurance, whether it's a rider or just a full policy that's standalone by itself. And they're being rejected because the insurance companies are getting smart. It used to be they would just say, yeah, sure, we'll give you cyber insurance. Like what possibly could go wrong? Well, they've been proven wrong now with all of the breaches, and especially at the large scale with Target and Citibank and all the others that have been compromised that were billion-dollar payouts for those compromises. And now they're becoming very selective and very educated, and they're actually looking for you to confirm on a piece of paper, on a spreadsheet, on an application form that you have things like multi-factor authentication enabled, that you have antivirus, that you have malware protection, that you have all of these different tools and protections in place. Because later, if you ever report a claim, and we've had this happen, they will come back with a claims adjuster, an auditor, who will go in and actually look at a technical level, and they will determine whether you had those protections in place at the time of the breach, or maybe even before, because you might have turned it on after the fact. And they will determine that, and if they find that you said, yes, I have multi-factor authentication enabled everywhere, and you had it everywhere but one person, then they will deny the claim because they'll say that you just committed insurance fraud. Yeah. So these are the things and where the industry is getting to, and why, businesses really need to have that technical expertise to help them, dot the I's, cross the T's, and make sure that these protections are in place so that you're not spending that insurance premium and then not benefiting from that in the event of an emergency.
Yeah, it's about the wording too. Be careful with those words like everywhere, right? Be specific, and here's what we're doing, and be forthright on those insurance applications, because in the state of Florida, that's one of the biggest drivers also affecting real estate right now is the amount of insurers that have left the state, not only property casualty, but also auto insurance, and I imagine that's also spilling over into the cybersecurity, Michael.
Yeah, it is, absolutely. And that was exactly the situation we had with a customer who had MFA, multi-factor authentication, turned on everywhere except for the CEO. Now, the CEO wasn't involved in the security breach. It was another employee, but the insurance company came in, did an audit, and they said, well, you had it turned on everywhere except your CEO, which means you did not have it everywhere. And from their opinion, right, and it's their opinion, we can't be sure that it didn't come through the CEO, even though in the investigation he didn't pop up as anyone who was involved as a user, in the activity of the attacker. But the insurance company took a hard line with it and said, you just committed insurance fraud.
Man, and it comes to a point where it's like, okay, fine, sue me, right? And that's what they depend on in a lot of cases because they're packed with attorneys. They've got attorneys on payroll, on staff, and that's unfortunate too for the real estate side as well. I know they changed it. One of the laws in Florida. This is one of the things that it's a slight knock against DeSantis, apparently, from some people's opinion, where it turned into one-sided attorney's fees versus the way it used to be.
Yeah, that's exactly right, and. The CEO in that case didn't have it on because it was inconvenient for him. And now, that was a decision he made, and that's the circumstance he has to live with and deal with at this point in his company. Now, it's not hard to have these tools and protections put in place, but it just requires someone who is familiar with it, has the expertise to do it. And that's where we come in, is to help you get those things implemented, put in place, and benefit from our experience of doing this across hundreds of customers in hundreds of different scenarios with different mixes of technology, different industries, different verticals, and deliver that security and peace of mind.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, Michael, how do you want people to connect with you?
Reach out to us, www.massiveit.com.
MassiveIT.com. Michael, Emdy, longtime friend of the Consumer Quarterback Show and our tech expert for all things tech, cybersecurity, automation. Thank you so much, Michael. Appreciate those updates.
Thank you.
All right, taking a quick break. We're going to come back. We got Logan Briggs in the house, Total Home Roofing. We're going to talk with him, as well as student loan payments starting again. $1.7 trillion student loan debt payments starting up again here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. Stay with us, consumerqb.com, at Brandon Rhymes 1, at CQB Show, youtube.com, Brandon Rhymes Realty. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere.
Thanks for listening to my daddy's show. Please make sure to send him all of your real estate deals and subscribe to the Consumer Quarterback Show podcast on iTunes and